Good afternoon. Yeah, let's hear it for these students. Good afternoon, and welcome to Cal Poly's Fall Commencement Ceremony for the College of Architecture and Environmental Design. And the College of Engineering. My name is Keith Humphrey, and it is my pleasure as Cal Poly's Vice President for Student Affairs to preside over today's joyous ceremony. It is my distinct honor to present conductor John Reifel, who will lead Cal Poly's early music ensemble in the singing of our national anthem. ROTC cadets of Cal Poly's Military Science Department, led by Cadet Battalion Commander Catherine Holst, under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Joshua Gillen, will present the colors. Please rise and remain standing. And gentlemen, please remove your caps until the color guard has exited the area. Please present the colors.
Stripes and bright stars through a perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through
Please be seated. We have so many reasons to be Cal Poly proud today. As a university, we are conferring more than 900 degrees upon deserving scholars. Each of our students has worked very hard, and encouraging them at every step of the way have been our talented and dedicated faculty and staff, as well as the many parents, brothers, sisters, partners, spouses, other family members, friends, and supporters. Graduates, from wow to now. Thank you. We have all invested a great deal in your success, and our hope is that the principles of the Mustang Way, pride, responsibility, and character have created a foundation upon which you will thrive and inspire others. You are expected to enter the world poised to make a difference in your professions and through service to your communities. During your time in San Luis Obispo, you have improved this community, and we are confident about the contributions you will make to improving our world. Already, 4 of our graduates are prepared to serve in the most unselfish way of all and will be commissioned as second lieutenants in the United States Army today. We are especially indebted and thankful to all who have served in the military, and at this time I ask that all active duty servicemen and women and veterans in attendance please stand and be recognized for your service to our country. Thank you. Following traditions begun in the great universities of medieval times, we are assembled this afternoon to welcome these graduates into the company of educated individuals. It is a time when we can share in their pride and look with them towards the future. Joining me on stage is President Jeffrey D. Armstrong and members of his party. Special guests and individuals invited to address the graduates will be introduced later in the program. Other members of the President's Party with us today are University Legal Counsel Dawn Theodora, Chair of Cal Poly's Academic Senate Gary Laver, Dean of Students Kathleen McMahon, and Grand Marshal Christopher Chip Appel. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Cal Poly's Student Body President, Jana Colombini. Since assuming her leadership role this summer, Jana has worked diligently on behalf of the Cal Poly student body. She has brought a strong sense of self and a broad level of participation in many Cal Poly activities to help her understand how to best serve. Jana cares deeply about Cal Poly and always works to do the right thing to help your university move forward in positive ways. Cal Poly is already better because of Jana's leadership, and we look forward to her remarks today and continued leadership in the new year. Please welcome your student body president, Jana Colombini.
Hello everyone, my name is Jana Colombini. I'm a 4th year agricultural science student here at Cal Poly, and I'm serving as this year's student body president. I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. Supporters, parents, family, and friends, you are here because you care about these soon-to-be graduates. You are here because you have made impacts on their lives, and you are very important to us, and we can't thank you enough. But now I'd like to turn all of my attention to my peers. Remember to thank your supporters, faculty, and mentors that have positively impacted your life and helped you get to this moment, because none of us could have done it alone. But also don't forget the resources you had, like Poly Ratings, or Quizlet, or the class of Facebook pages that you used when you lost your Poly ID or you needed survey responses. But on a more serious note, thank yourself. You made it, you battled through these past 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 years. And you did it. Now, I may be a little jealous because I still have 2 very long quarters left at Cal Poly, but you have accomplished something that not everyone has the ability to do. You earned a college degree. You did it at one of the most competitive and intensive universities in the country. So go out into the world and use the skills that you have learned here and be successful. Along the way, don't forget about the memories you made here, though. That feeling you felt when you were a Wowie and you were scared to start this new chapter of your life, all the hikes around SLO that you did that led to basic Instagram pictures, the late night adventures with your friends, and going to Slodoco and Taco Bell at strange hours after those late night adventures with your friends. The random whiffs of the dairy unit that you would get after coming out of class, or the not so random parking tickets that probably all of us received. Being some of the last to know VGs and the late night options there. The moment you realized you met some of your lifelong best friends, the clubs and organizations that you now call your family, and the hours upon hours upon hours that you spent studying to receive something that maybe you were the first in your family to do. If you put your hard work into perspective and you listen to Dean Bailey's study 25 to 35 hours a week, which engineering and architecture, I'm assuming that's a little not as inflated as it should be. It's probably more like 35 to 45, probably more hours a week. After 4 years taking 3 quarters, you studied anywhere from 3,500 to 5,000 hours over your time here at Cal Poly. If you're a 5th year, keep adding 1,000 hours to that. 6th year, 7th year, just keep on going. Some of us put in far more hours than that. Some of us may have put in far less hours than that, but regardless, we're here today and we all succeeded. You have overcome struggles and challenges, but today we celebrate your success. You're now a wowie of the real world, and you're gonna be scared, and you're probably already nervous, but you're going to get to grow from your experiences, and after a few weeks, you'll have it down, just like when you came to Cal Poly. Or maybe after a few years, just like when you came to Cal Poly and you got it down after a few years. This is the end of just the introductory chapter to your life. You have so many more chapters to write. Always remember to keep learning by doing or learning by failing. But regardless, have fun with the next chapter of your life. Congratulations, Mustangs. You earned it. Thank you.
Did well, Jana. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you, Jana. At this time, I would like to introduce the Dean of the College of Architecture and Environmental Design, Christine Theodoropoulos.
Thank you, Dr. Humphrey. It is my great pleasure and honor to introduce Professor Bruno Ghiberti. He is an alumnus of Cal Poly's architecture program, a scholar of architectural history. He has a doctorate from UC Berkeley, and he is an architect who has been a dedicated member of our faculty for over 2 decades. In our classrooms, Professor Ghiberti is known for his extraordinary wisdom about the subjects he teaches and his insights into how we teach and how we learn. And among faculty leaders at the university, he is an influential voice who helps all teachers at Cal Poly do their best work. He has served as chair of the Academic Senate, as director of our Center for Teaching and Learning, as faculty coordinator for our assessment of academic programs, and in many other roles where he has dedicated his time and talents to advancing the quality of education at Cal Poly. He is currently an associate in Cal Poly's Office for Academic Programs and Planning. Please join me in welcoming our faculty speaker, Professor Bruno Ghiberti.
Thank you, Christine. I hope I can live up to that introduction. Hello to all of you today. As a professor of architecture, I bring you greetings and best wishes from the entire Cal Poly faculty and staff, but especially from those in the College of Architecture and the Colleges of Engineering who are here today to celebrate your graduation. I feel a sympathy for you all as students because, as Christine said, I was once a Cal Poly student like you, finishing in the fall, although I didn't attend the ceremony. And this is something that I have always regretted because we really need these occasions to mark the important passages in our lives. Yesterday, you were a college student. Today, you will be a graduate, admitted, as our VP for Student Affairs has said, into the company of educated individuals. But what does that mean? Over the last few years, you have been invited to learn a wealth of knowledge, of course. You have been taught by experts in a variety of disciplines with the expectation that one day you too would be in command of your own expertise. Now, as a Cal Poly graduate, you will be expected to communicate effectively, to work productively, to make a positive contribution to society, to respect those who are different from you, and to maintain a lifelong approach to your own learning. But above all else, you will be expected to engage in critical thinking. By now, you should know what that means. It is not about being a critic or about being overly critical. It is about being an independent thinker, of having the tools to scrutinize what other people tell you, and above all, to scrutinize what you tell yourself, to examine the facts, to acknowledge your own assumptions, and to be aware of the process by which you arrive at conclusions. In an age of truthiness and fake news, the power to think critically has never been more important. As you leave this university, you will enter a world filled with competing claims and with fewer and fewer guideposts to help you navigate among these claims. All of us, your teachers, your friends, your family, we wish you success in your careers, happiness in your relationships, peace in your homes. In addition, the Cal Poly faculty expect that you will honor the investment that we have made in you as informed and independent thinkers who can disagree without being disagreeable and who can make reasoned decisions in response to the challenges that life will certainly present to you. Again, our fullest congratulations to you on this important day. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruno. It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of Cal Poly, Dr. Jeffrey D. Armstrong.
To find my place. Welcome, everyone, and congratulations, graduates. It's an honor for me to recognize and introduce our speaker today. A common theme in commencement speeches is the power of one. The power of each and every graduate, each and every one of you, to use your degree to do good, to make a difference in our world. Today, I'm very pleased to introduce someone who has done that. Twisije Jackson Kaguri is this person. Take a look in the program in his bio, and you'll learn a lot more. But let me add just a few comments. I met Jackson in 2003 as we worked together in development at Michigan State University, and I learned about his story in Uganda. What I learned that he's from a small village in Uganda, but over the years as I've known Jackson, he's been recognized as an international hero, a CNN hero. Jackson has dedicated his life to educating himself in order to help others through his words and his actions. Jackson did not have to go far looking for a need. It was right there in his own village in Uganda. His efforts to help children affected by AIDS have resonated across the globe. Jackson is a very successful author with his book, Building a School for My Village, selling thousands of copies. So what he's done to help children can be exemplified by learn by doing, help by doing, change a life, change many lives by doing. On behalf of Cal Poly, it's an honor for us to have Jackson with us today. So please join me in welcoming Jackson Kaguri to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Jeffrey Armstrong, the president of Cal Poly University. I say it with emphasis because it is an honor to be standing at a wonderful, prestigious university like yours as your commencement speaker. Dr. Armstrong has allowed me over the years to call him Jeff, and I take that as an honor for a man born in a tiny village in Uganda to cross that border and consider Jeff as BFF. Ladies and gentlemen, I was born and raised in a tiny village in Uganda, and this being graduation for engineering and architect student, I must tell you that you cannot find my village on Google Map. Neither can you tweet when you are in that village. And so as a young boy growing up in a family of 5, I was amazed and encouraged by my parents who cannot read and write in English, but worked so hard to send all 5 children in my family to school. 5 children sent to school where they had to sell their own chickens and goats and cows so we can get an education. My parents had faith that if they educate 5 children, something might come out. And as graduates today, I encourage you to have faith. It's hard for engineers, but you can try and do that. Faith in the unknown. Faith in something you don't know what might turn out to come out of it. A man and a woman who can't read and write sitting and taking a chance to educate 5 children, I call it strong faith. They sent us to school. We got our education. As a young boy, I walked miles and miles. At the time, I hope Karipore was involved in Uganda, then maybe you would have designed some shoes for young kids to go to school in. Maybe you would have designed a plate for young kids who can't afford to buy a plate to eat their food on. Maybe an app, an application through your computer system that would allow us to shorten 7.5 miles walk seeking for education. But since Karipore was not involved at that time, today is your day. As you take a step graduating into a world that still has 1 billion people who cannot drink water, while when you were coming here, you flushed the toilet and flushed 100% clean water that is drinkable, while 1 billion people out there have no single drop to drink as clean water. You're stepping in a world where your design is waiting, where designs for buildings for grandmothers who are raising 14 children in a tiny 12 by 14 house are waiting for a roof over their head so rain doesn't come in their house tomorrow morning. You are diving into the world where children still can't go to school because they have no clinic, a clinic that you can design on your computer and tweet so somebody can print it on a 3D printer somewhere in this world. So you are the ones who are going to change this world. Through your engineering without borders, I know you have gone through the world and changed the world already. And today my words are just to encourage you, take that faith, just like my parents, because it does work. When I finished school in my village, I went to campus in Uganda, Onrewani University, got a scholarship to go to Columbia University in New York and studied international human rights law. I studied international human rights law because I grew up in an area where women, girls, would not go to school just because they don't have a sanitary product to use. Injustice. In an area where a child would drop out of school because they don't have a pencil to use in a classroom. In an area where men would beat their wives and in the morning expect them to make food for them. Injustice. I knew I could do something, but I didn't know what it is I could do. But while I was at Columbia University, my brother, the oldest boy in my family, died of HIV/AIDS. The following year, my sister also died of HIV/AIDS. Here I am sitting in New York City, the best city in this world, have a degree, I'm ready to get a job and buy a red car and marry a beautiful wife and settle and have a good life. But as soon as my brother and my sister died, I packed my bags and went back to Uganda, and I started a school, a small school for children who were orphaned and have nobody sent to school. Send them to school. My nieces and nephews were already orphaned, but there were already millions of children who needed help. And here I was coming in to build a school. Ladies and gentlemen, those have turned into 3 schools where more than 900 children will wake up tomorrow and go to school without paying a penny. They will go to school, they will get school uniform, they will have food, and guess what? They have a 3D printer connected on solar power. I knew growing up in this village that this cannot be done by Jackson while living in America, so I went and relied on the women in my village, the grandmothers who raised us, cornerstones in our village, grandmothers who take care of these children. And today, as I speak here at Karumpora University, we are working with 7,000 grandmothers, raising 43,000 HIV/AIDS orphans in the village where I was born and raised. These grandmothers are designing baskets and jewelry. These grandmothers don't have a college degree from Karumpora, but they are working hard. We economically empower them. But I did this because I also knew how my grandmother was crucial in my life. Walking miles and miles to save my life when I fell from a tree at 9 years old and injured a leg in a place where there is no ambulance and there is no doctor. My grandmother walked every single night for 3.5 hours for 6 months straight and sat next to the bed in the hospital and read a verse from the Bible in the book of Psalms for every single night so I could be healed. When I left the hospital, ladies and gentlemen, I found out that my grandmother did not know how to read. My grandpa would read for her every single day, and she would come and recite the verse so I could live. Determination is what has put you through college. Your determination does not end here, but continues into your job. In a global village waiting out there, stay determined. Forget every fall you have had during your college level. Forget the drunk nights you had. Forget the binge nights you had. Stay determined and look forward, because the best is yet to come. I want to end by telling you an amazing story again about my parents. Parents who can't read and write, who the world calls illiterates. Mom and dad who can't read. In college campuses, they are referred as illiterates. I call my parents geniuses. You can clap. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. My parents are geniuses. If they had not invested in me, you would not have had a commencement speaker today. My parents are geniuses, ladies and gentlemen, because my dad and mom figured out that if they sent us to school and didn't have a pencil in hand, a teacher would send us back home and we would not get education. But they had 5 children, and all they could afford was 1 pencil. So mom and dad, in their genius minds, figured out we will divide that pencil 5 times. 1 for Jackson, another one for Faida, another one for Christine, another one for Mbabazi, the last one for Frank, the oldest boy always got one with a razor. Graduates, as you step out of this graduation today, I want you to remember this fifth of a pencil. Without this, I would never have gotten my education. But because I know the value of this pencil, I was able to go back and change the lives of so many. As I give you commencement speech today, a child in my village tomorrow will drop out of school because they can't afford a fifth of a pencil. So next time you are wondering whether you can make a difference in the world, I don't want you to think of your bank account. I want you to think of a fifth of a pencil. You can change the world. You have changed the world with your design with pencils, but a fifth of a pencil is all it takes to go out and change the world. So I urge you, Karipori graduates, you have been equipped, you have been taught, your parents are proud of you, they are here to watch you as you walk out of the world. Go Mustangs, go change the world. All it takes is a fifth of a pencil. If I can do it, you can do it 100 times. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackson, for sharing your story and for inspiring all of us to become better versions of ourselves. Now, the Cal Poly Early Music Ensemble will perform Irish Blessing, arranged by Graham Lengiger.
At your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields, until we meet again, my friend, until we meet again. May God hold you in the palm of his hand.
May the Lord
Aren't our students amazing? They've been providing fantastic music all day. Please indulge me and join me in one more round of applause for our fantastic students. It's now that time. It is time to confer degrees earned by our candidates for graduation. Yeah. To preside over the conferral of degrees, please welcome Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Kathleen Enns Finken.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Congratulations to all of our graduates today. Among the candidates for degrees are those who are graduating with honors. These graduates are noted in the commencement program and will be recognized individually as they cross the stage. Master's degree candidates that have met the highest level of achievement are designated as graduating with academic excellence. Bachelor's degree candidates graduating with GPAs of 3.5 and above are designated as cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. President Armstrong, we will begin with a presentation of candidates, and I am pleased to introduce Dr. Richard Savage, Interim Dean of the School of Graduate Education, who will present the master's degree candidates.
Will the faculty who support our master's degree programs please stand and be recognized and remain standing? All right, master's degree candidates, please stand and remain standing. President Armstrong, on behalf of our graduate programs faculty, I am honored to present these candidates.
Master's degree candidates, on the recommendation of the faculty of California Polytechnic State University and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I now confer upon each of you the master's degree appropriate to your program with all attendant rights, responsibilities, and distinctions. Congratulations.
Faculty, you may be seated. Master's degree candidates, please follow Marshal Cornelius Nowusu to the right of the stage. And as your name is read, proceed across the platform where you will receive the master's hood appropriate to your degree.
Cameron Noggle. Stephen Warnert. Manuel Herman. Cara Renee Chevrier. Brennan Graham. Kurt Schoberg. Hema Shaw. Yang Yang Zhou. Ranbin Yu. Alex Saunders. Miguel Villafuerte de la Cruz. Jonah Kleinerd. Zach Cutts. Jason Long Lu. Christopher Reisner. Benjamin Sweeney. Eric Belfield. Hillary Tung. Kevin Karstens. Jose Palma. Joey Wilson. Jorge Guevara. Eric Yoon. Everett Allen. Jonathan Chu. Michael Rush. Taylor Honet. Jamin Leong.
Master's degree students, in addition to a bachelor's degree, you've earned 45 more units and lots of hard work towards a thesis, a project, or exam. So let's give them one more round of appreciation for their accomplishments.
Congratulations, students. Well, actually, I can't call you students anymore. President Armstrong, I call forward Professor Dean Christine Theodoropoulos from the College of Architecture and Environmental Design.
Faculty representatives from the College of Architecture and Environmental Design, please stand and remain standing. Join me in recognizing our faculty. Now, bachelor's degree candidates from the College of Architecture and Environmental Design, please stand and remain standing. President Armstrong, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Architecture and Environmental Design, I am honored to present these candidates.
Bachelor's degree candidates, on the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Architecture and Environmental Design, and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I now confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree appropriate to your program with all attendant rights, responsibilities, and distinctions. Congratulations.
Faculty, you may be seated. Graduates of the College of Architecture and Environmental Design, please follow Marshal Michael Lucas and Assistant Marshal Mark Cabrina to the right of the stage. As your name is read, proceed across the platform to be recognized.
Nicholas Kong. Alfredo Ramos. Christina Lam. Fen Wong. Shane Lowe. Guillermo Davila. Hao Zhang. Jay Hinshaw. Jordan Gates. Nicholas Foley. Luis Javier Martin. Jasmine Singh. Hunter Tassif. Chad Cornwell. Philip Angelo. Jacob Cockrow. Matt Fisher. John Heileman. Garrett Whitlock. Megan Kane.
So congratulations to the graduates of the College of Architecture and Environmental Design.
Congratulations, graduates. President Armstrong, I call forward Dr. Deborah Larson, Dean of the College of Engineering.
Faculty representatives from the College of Engineering, please stand to be recognized and to remain standing. Bachelor degree candidates from the College of Engineering, please stand and remain standing. President Armstrong, on behalf of the faculty for the College of Engineering, I'm honored to present these candidates.
Bachelor's degree candidates, on the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Engineering and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I now confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree appropriate to your program with all attendant rights, responsibilities, and distinctions. Congratulations.
Faculty, you may be seated. Graduates of the College of Engineering, please follow Marshal Rakesh Goel and Assistant Marshal Rob Moss to the right of the stage. As your name is read, proceed across the platform to be recognized.
Michaelin Hoffman. Karina Romyak. Alexandra Wong. Kimberly Pugel. Daniel Philip Ansorge. Christopher Hong. Dalton Morgan. Emily Trujillo. Tucker Mitchell. Jacob Johannesson. Octavio Trujillo. Avi Samra. Justin Postigo. Lauren Sunding. Connor Creer. Thomas Steinke. Christopher Upperwall. Kimberly Christine Airy. Patrick Fedigan. Max Kilpatrick. Stefan Bonilla. Sam Beasley. Manasa Kulkarni. Vinay Raju. Andrew Yokubaitis. Johnny Tran. Anil Tatayatu. Patrick Chung. Lawrence Zhu. Stephanie Lee. Angela Young. Frank Poole. Miguel Aguilar. McCoy Howe. Reese Kemper. Vanessa Mariah Villa. Ashley Grover. Aubrey John Russell. Parsa Bakhtiari. Tyler Sassy. Luca Fuller. John Joseph Vigil. Jack Schultz. Courtney McIntosh. Wyatt Ailing. Tyler Yeaman. Delaney Giacalone. Charlene Donlan. Keenan Swafford. Ryan Moulter. Blake Muttle. Grace Raylan Larson. Levi Sullinger. Alexander Pink. Aviv Weinstein. Catherine Wood. David Ellison. Alan Michelin. Christian Wayne Odegaard. Connor Batch. Ian Meeder. Peter Godkin. Mason Stevenson. Yi-hyun Kim. Bill Mack. Maria Ocampo. Zach Smith. Joe Hanachek. Andrew Graham. Christopher Dane Cogswell. Tim Okita. Reed Willem. Samuel Randall. Larson Johnson. Samir Sami Saleh. Dimitri Gitan. Matthew Mandry. Derek Morgan. Kinwei Yu. Kevin Sogata. Patrick McDonald. Anthony Din. Austin Williams. Trevor Lear. Mark Howard. Christopher Hom. Jonathan Choi. Phil Remus. Ryan Jones. Parker Williamson. Steve Oltrogge. Kyle Hamill. Nicholas Bozio. Noah Dietz. Billy Avila. Nathan Reeve. Troy Kawahara. Amy Katie Chin. Carrie Ann Chow. Erika Madrigal. Jessica Weesey. Daniel Gerard. Michael Graneman. Corbin Gruber. Carla Elias. CJ Wunsch. Sean Michael Lehane. Journey McDowell. Gideon Wong. Ricky Way. Joshua Beta. Adam Oakham. Matthew Trainotti. Ryan Canfield. Kellen Erickson. Hiro Fujita. Chris Long. Mitchell Parks. Samira Sarmadi. Derek Villar. Davy Sai. Joanne Bouted Medrano. Yulen Elvira Guzalian. Diana Elizabeth Roscoe Denise. Roger Hathaway. Zachary Stephen Frangos. Jeremy Bilote. Brandon Eng. Benjamin Bryn. Ruben Bateo. Brian Hufford. Denzel Moody. Marine Bear. Gabriel Gardiner. Jacqueline Dolkin. Patrick Mishnick. John Paul Voinovich. Chris Naughton. Corey Sutton. Blake Daler. Justin Booth. Alina Lusabrink. Jesse Mia Cartland. Kyle Rosenow. Jesse O'Connell. Nikhil Ahuja. Nate Hoffman. Chase Carvalho Dresser. Maya Jessie Dove Harcourt. Kimberly Agüero. Edgar M. Palacios. Greg Hermanson. Louis Roseguo. Pablo Arroyo. Carlos Esquivel. Samantha Katrina Clements. William Dundon. Michaela Upson. Tyler Price. Garrick Kubiak. Ben Huang. David Zhao. Rafael Lopez. Omar Alonso Arriaga. Salman Khan. Paula Gambriel. Dennis Wong. Sal Espinoza. Jesus Vivar. Drew Balthazar.
Graduates of the College of Engineering, let me offer my deepest congratulations. We are so proud of you.
Many of the proud supporters in the audience today have a familiar and exceptional sense of pride at this moment. Today marks an extraordinary day for the families of Cal Poly graduates who have chosen to continue their Mustang legacy. Many of you in the audience are Cal Poly Proud alumni, and you may remember with vivid clarity the sense of pride and excitement you felt when you graduated from Cal Poly. At this time, I would like to welcome anyone in the audience, the proud families, supporters, friends, parents, partners, spouses, who are Cal Poly Proud alumni. Please stand and be recognized. Welcome home. Welcome home. You are always part of the Mustang family. And now to welcome our graduates into the community of alumni, please welcome Assistant Vice President for Alumni Outreach, Ellen Cahoon.
Thank you. Wow, there are so many alumni here tonight. Welcome home. And I must make a note to myself to remind myself to bring family with pom-poms and air horns because I did not get the big welcome I was expecting. As I stand here today, a fellow graduate, I can see in your faces that you are Cal Poly proud, and you should be. You are forever connected to the 180,000 Cal Poly Proud alumni community. Cal Poly's outstanding Learn by Doing experience has set you apart and will continue to do so for the rest of your lives. Your Alumni Association will support you throughout your lives as well. We will help you network, we will help you find great jobs, we will help you meet new friends. So wherever you go, be sure to find your local alumni group so that you can celebrate your lifelong connection to Cal Poly. Now, I'm honored to give you a gift today on behalf of the Alumni Association. It's a Cal Poly Proud pin, and it will exemplify your membership to the alumni community for the rest of your lives. Graduates, if you'll reach in your bags, you will find your Cal Poly Proud pin. Please find it and join me as I lead you in the tradition of the Cal Poly Proud pinning ceremony. I would like to welcome back to the, thank you. I would like to welcome back to the podium Gianna Colombini. Graduates, please stand with your pin, find a neighbor, and join me as I lead you in the traditional Cal Poly Proud pinning ceremony. As you pin your neighbor and you embark on your journey, remember that as alumni, you will always represent Cal Poly, and Cal Poly will always be your home. Welcome to the alumni family, congratulations, and go Mustangs.
Well, learn by doing in action. It's taken this group a little longer than the others. Learn by doing. We're proud of you, graduates. Please have a seat. As the sign over here on the left says, you did it. You made it. Congratulations, graduates. You did it. Now, do you remember your first days on campus? Do you remember seeing that dorm room for the first time? Do you remember walking across campus with the other Wowies? And remember, as Jana said, you're now Wowies in the real world. Do you remember the first time when you met the person and you said, we're best friends, and you're going to be best friends for the rest of your life? When you arrived on this beautiful campus for the first time, did you imagine this day? Here you are, here we are. It's been your journey. It's been your journey, and many of you have had obstacles, you've had trials, you've had issues to get to Cal Poly and while you've been at Cal Poly. But I would point you back to our speaker, Jackson Kaguri. He had obstacles, and now he is working to remove obstacles for others. Let's give Jackson Kaguri another round of applause. Well, each and every one of you have your own journey. Each and every one of you did not make this journey alone. So let's join me in thanking two different groups. First, let's recognize the faculty and staff who make up Cal Poly. They have worked hard to teach you, to feed you, to support you, and inspire you. They have dedicated their professional lives to your success. Will our faculty and staff in attendance please stand or wave? Would the rest of you, especially graduates, give it up for these dedicated professionals? Thank you. You may be seated. And of course, with you here today are your strongest supporters, the people who have given you their boundless love, encouragement, and yes, financial support as you move out into the world. And graduates, they emphasize the move out part. Your graduation today is their achievement as well. Will all the parents, grandparents, siblings, spouses, partners, other family and friends, would you please stand? Let's give them a big, well-deserved round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. Graduates, in a functional way today, it is an end. You went to class and passed the exams, right? Yeah, okay, we got that, check. So now you're going to load up your suitcases, you're going to get in the car, you're going to fly away from Cal Poly. But we all know that today is just the beginning. What adventures and successes await you in your life. We have high expectations of you. I know that can cause a bit of anxiety. We're counting on you to make a difference. We're counting on you to care about something larger than yourselves. We know we're asking a lot. We ask a lot of you for one simple reason. We know you can do it. You're ready. Things are not guaranteed to always go your way. Life won't always be fair. You will undoubtedly make mistakes, and you will encounter injustices that seem too big to address. Making those mistakes, as you've learned over the last few years, that's not failure, it's learning. It's called learn by doing. It's called experience. As a Mustang, you know how to learn from experience. Mustangs, you are ready. Now, graduates, we have one more activity that's very important before the alma mater and the processional. Would you please rise? Graduates of 2016, please move your tassels on your cap from the right to the left. This signifies that you are graduates and part of the Cal Poly family. Family members, friends, partners, spouses, everyone here today, welcome me in recognizing and congratulating the class of 2016. Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates. After singing the alma mater, President Armstrong and his party will lead the recessional. In the same order as they entered, graduates will follow their marshals out of the Recreation Center, and we ask that all guests remain seated until the last graduate has exited. We invite you to join our faculty and staff at a reception at the University Union Plaza, and we ask that you continue moving to the plaza to avoid congestion at the door. And now, Mustang family, please locate our alma mater on page 6 of your program, show your Cal Poly pride, and please rise for the singing of All Hail Green and Gold.